everyone, welcome to KSR Data Vision YouTube channel. So in this particular video, we'll talk about what is the new H-1B rules, what US has implemented. And for the last 2 days, it's been a nightmare for all the Indians who are staying there. You will be in a panic state. So I would like to take a moment to explain you what is happening here and what could happen next and what should be your approach. So to get started with, I'll tell you what happened in the last 2 days. So September 19, they have come across a new rules and it came into effect immediately. So let's see what will happen. And also, I'm here to share my experience being worked for a lot of US clients. I can share my predictions as well. And end of the moment, I'll also tell you what could be your next approach and how to handle this. Let me tell you what is this H-1B visa. Let's say if you want to work in US, you need to have a work visa, and one of the famous visa what everyone knows is H-1B visa. Now, imagine the companies like Microsoft, Google, Meta, you take n number of companies who are working there, they want to run the show. But ideally, they need some talented people to work for their company, right? So sometimes if they don't find this within the US company, they are privileged to go and take that special talent from outside, correct? Now, for that, we have H-1B visa. So H-1B visa is a first step that you want to go and work in US. You need to have this H-1B visa. Now, how this H-1B visa has been attained? Like, let's say the company says that I need some XYZ role and they don't find in US. So they tell outside. So outside people can go and apply for that. And of course, there comes a lottery system where people can go and get picked and apply the interview, take up the interview and get into the US, right? So this is the process. Now let's talk about one company. Let's talk about Microsoft. So Microsoft needs one special talent. It could be a data scientist, it could be a Gen AI, it could be a software engineer, it could be anyone. They need talent. But unfortunately don't find internally in US. So what they do, they get it from outside. So let's say they get it from India now. Now, Indian company, let's say it could be any consulting company or Microsoft themselves, they try to bring this special talent from India to work in US, right? For that, the company has to pay tax. Now, currently, just before September 19th, the company was about to pay about 2,000 to 6,000 US dollars. This was the case before September 19th, right? So this is the one thing. Now, in the recent time, what US has done is they have increased this 2 to 6,000 K, which was being spent for every employee to get into US. Now they have increased to 1 lakh US dollars. You know how much is 1 lakh US dollars? It's about 88 lakhs as of today's value, right? So 85 to 88 lakhs, the company has to pay government as a tax to get this employee to US, the special talent. Now, how is this possible, right? And since I have a lot of people working in US, the average salary itself is like, let's say about 70 lakhs per year, and we have to pay 1 lakh US dollars that employee to US. Now, all the companies will take a back seat now because they will have to think. They will have to think with this amount, they can get two people actually, but now they can get only one, right? So this is a new rules that has happened on 19th of September. That is on Friday night they have released this, and there is a lot of panic all across the different countries, but the most affected country I would say India, because about 70% of the people among the H-1B visas are Indians, and most of the Indians who have went there for a better growth are now stalemated there, so they don't know what to do. They are like in a thinking state, and people who have come for a vacation, even now they are panic for whom this rules applies. Is it for everyone? Is it for a fresh applicant? So a lot of confusions has been happening. Now this has all happened on September 19th. I have heard from a couple of my US friends that even companies have started sending an email like to avoid unnecessary travels, and they've also to stay back. And even if they are staying outside, they have asked us to return back from 21st, because from 21st onwards this is going to be effective, right? Now a lot of confusions, a lot of disturbance, a lot of things happen, and especially for the Indians who are staying there, because majority of the H-1B visa holders are Indians there, so obviously there is a panic. But slowly they have started releasing few more information. That what have been told now is like they have released it, but now slowly they are coming up with few more informations. And before that, a lot of companies are also stepped in, like paying 1 lakh US dollars to get an employee may not be feasible. Obviously, it will not, because how can they pay for every employee, let's say 88 lakhs to get in, and pay another 70 lakhs as a salary for that person? So that is not possible. So this could really affect most of the IT sectors, and not only IT sectors, the people who went from different countries, like let's say doctors, engineers, all of these guys are going to be affected. But now the clarity is they have now released few more information that this is applicable only for fresh applicant. Let's say, for example, for the first time I'm going to US, I need H-1B visa, my company is sponsoring. Now that is where I will have to pay, right? And still we don't know, we don't have the clarity whether it's going to be annually or it is going to be paid one time. So we still don't know, because as we know that itself, Trump's duration itself is an unpredictable for us. So obviously what decision is going to make on Monday morning, we don't know, right? The only person who knows what decision is going to make, it's he himself, right? So we don't have that clarity. It's all about unpredictability happening. But there is a lot of things happening in the last 2 days, since the companies have forced the employees to return it back by 21st. The flight tickets, the search price, everything, everyone is rushing up. Even with the layoffs, everyone is coming back to US. There is a lot of panic in the travel as well. But slowly now the US has also come up with few more reports saying that it's not for the existing H-1B holders, it's only for the new applicant, right? So by verge of these decisions, as of now, US is saying that it's not affected for existing H-1B. But as I said, only Trump knows what decision is going to make next. And the people who are having H-1B, no surprise, even if the news comes to you guys as well, in future, what can happen? Like, you have to adopt to that decision, because anything can happen. But as of now, the decision holds only for the new applicants. The people who want to enter US for the first time, the company has to give about 88 lakhs as a tax to US to make that employee work in US, right? So this could be a quite hard and very big swallow to digest, but end of the day, you need to adapt to the situations and lead forward, right? So this is something which has happened. And now as a fresh applicant, it could be very difficult to get into US. But what about the existing employees there? As of now, existing employees with your current sponsors, if you are packed with your projects, well and good, no issues as of today. But one thing what I have observed with my experiences, and it's what the news which I have read from a lot of articles is, it's not an annual fees, it's like a one time, right? So first time you enter, you'll have to pay for it and not. But again, as I said, the decisions can change overnight. That is what happened on September 19th. September 19th, overnight, the decision has turned, and now it created a lot of panic among all the employees working there. And also, this is applicable only for the new applicants. People who have already applied, people who are in the process, may not applicable for you guys, right? But I keep saying this, only the environment changes, but your talent doesn't change, right? So I keep telling you this, every crisis leads to a new opportunity. What I would feel is this is a greater opportunity for you to explore, not only in US, it's outside US also we can explore. I feel pity about the Indians who are working there, because we have struggled a lot. You have taken a lot of loans, completed your graduations, went there working for, and ideally what I feel is you're actually improving the US economy by paying tax to their country, and suddenly this decision will hurt you, right? From the Trump side, the decision is taken because a lot of white people there are not employed, right? The opportunities what we are getting outside, we're not getting the inside for US people. And that is the reason that they have come across the strict rules. Directly they could have stopped it, but indirectly they're saying that pay 88 lakhs and then come back. If the companies like Microsoft, Google, or any other company, if they really want that employee to work in US, they will spend 88 lakhs. For that person, that resource has to be a super talented resource with the high skills. Only then he'll be eligible to come into US, right? So from the Trump point of view, yes, the opportunities has to be given to US white people, but the Indians who are working there or who want to have a dream of going to US, maybe I would say at this point of time, your dreams could be shattered. But again, as I said, personally, I've got a lot of opportunity to work in US, but I've always stayed in India. The reason is here also you can make another US, right? So your education, your skills, there are lakhs of startups companies that is in India who are looking for resources. So why don't we get that? Why don't we make an India another US in terms of economy, right? So US is actually a country which has grown to this level by the contribution of other country people working there. Now it's time to think from our country side. Yes, you can still make it, right? Now with this, what I would say is, let's say they take your visa, they take your H-1B, but they cannot take your skills, right? Your skills is always a skill. And US, known for the land of opportunities, may not be called anymore because they are like trying to stop all the outcoming people. So obviously we have to think about own skills and own land. And this is some sort of, I would say, relief for the people who have completed graduation. They have some sort of visa there. After your education, you do have the visa so to work there. So probably the graduate students who have went there could open a market for you. So all these companies, rather than depending on H-1B visa, may give an opportunity for the graduates who have gone through the education there. So maybe you can still be considered. And the other thing, what is my prediction is, because of this, a company paying 88 lakhs per every employee to get into US may not be feasible. But what is possible is US companies may start giving the projects to other countries. So this is my prediction that most of the US projects can come to India, which can definitely improve the good opportunity for Indians with a high package. Because rather than paying 88 lakhs, just pay them the salary for Indians and Indians can still work, right? Of course, we Indians are known for working for 24 bar 7 for US, first shift, second shift, night shift. But this is not a shocker for us, for the people who are working. But opportunities may also increase in India if the projects come to India, right? So this is a short update that I would like to share, and I'll come back to you if I have more information. So thank you so much for listening.